Okay, ladies and gentlemen of geometry, just to start Unit 8, I want to do a quick recap of some of the things from back in Unit 4 and 5, or Unit 6, and a little bit of algebra. So I want to review factoring, quadratic formula, special right triangles, and SOHCAHTOA. So when you're looking, trying to solve this, so you want to solve by factoring, so remember you make the x, so you put negative 42 on the top and negative x on the bottom. So you want that to figure out, or negative 1 on the bottom, so you want to figure out what multiplies to negative 42 but adds up to negative 1. Hopefully you come up with negative 7 and 6. So there's nothing in front of x squared, so I can just say x minus 7, x plus 6 equals 0. Then remember, according to zero product property, if I have two things that equal to 0, then either A equals 0 or B equals 0. So with that idea, set each part equal to 0. So either x equals 7 or x equals negative 6. So there's my answers. So that's just a recap of factoring. So same idea here. Here I've got to actually do a little work first, so I'm going to distribute that, so I get x squared plus 3x equals 4, subtract 4 over, so I get x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0. Now I can factor this, okay, now I can factor this. So what I want to do is go what multiplies to negative 4 adds up to positive 3, that's going to be 4 and negative 1, so I go x plus 4 and x minus 1. Remember, set each part equal to 0. So x is going to equal negative 4, or x is going to equal 1. So now, using the quadratic formula basically means this. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything over 2a. Don't put the 2a underneath the square root. Some kids do that. So doing this, I've got to bring this 5 over so everything equals 0. So that's going to be 9x squared minus 6x. This is going to be plus 1 equals 0. So here a will be 9, b will be negative 6, c will be 1. So that's going to be 6 plus or minus square root of negative 6 squared minus 4 times 9 times 1. This is a 4. All over 2 times 9. So putting this together, that's going to be 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus 36 all over 18. Well, 36 minus 36 is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. So this just becomes 6 over 18, better known as 1/3. So take a few minutes, pause this, work on 1 through 11, and then come back. So looking at special right triangles, remember special right triangles, you had 45, 45, 90, and you had 30, 60, 90. So here we have 45, 45, 90. And remember, 45, 45, 90 is either x square root of 2, to where the two short sides are the same, and the long side is just whatever the short side is times square root of 2. So if your short side is 4, your long side, you just multiply it by square root of 2. So this would be a perfectly acceptable answer. You wouldn't have to do anything with that. If you wanted to multiply it and give me the big, long, ugly decimal, that'd be fine, but you don't have to. So here you've got a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So remember, 30, 60, 90 goes like this. Hypotenuse is double the short side, and the middle side is going to be x times square root of 3. So here you have that 12 is the middle side. So you have the middle side is equal to 12. Well, solve for x. That'll give you the short side. So this becomes 12 over square root of 3, but you can't leave a square root in the denominator. So you've got to rationalize it. So square root of 3 times square root of 3 equals that. So this becomes 4 square root of 3. That's your short side. So then your long side is going to be 8 square root of 3. So short side is 4 square root of 3. That's what you want. That's all I got. All right, so now work on 12 through 17. Then come back. So using SOHCAHTOA, so using right triangle trig. Remember, right triangle trig, everything kind of works out to using sine, cosine, or tangent. So here, I want to figure out this side, knowing this angle and this side. Well, this is the opposite side. This is the adjacent side. This is my hypotenuse right here. Hypotenuse is always hypotenuse is always hypotenuse. I don't care about that in this case. So here, if I've got opposite over adjacent, that's going to be tangent. So the tangent of 25 is going to be equal to x over 18. So now, tangent of 25, put that in your calculator, you get an actual value for that. You get a big, long decimal. So then multiply that times 18. That cancels out. And I get x to be 8.3935. That'll be my answer right there. So that's how long that side is. So same kind of idea. Here, solve using SOHCAHTOA. Again, here's my angle. This is the opposite side. This is the adjacent side. So that's going to, again, lead me to tangent. So that's going to be the tangent of 22 equals x over 17. So tangent of 22 times 17, just like I did in the problem before. Multiply both sides by 17. That cancels out. I get 6.86845 equals x. There's my answer. Okay, that's all I got. Work on those last problems. Come talk to me with questions. And thank you very much.